I'm the Guardian, and today I'm going to be helping you, the viewer, see some good decks for the Pokemon TCG in Expanded. If you are a standard player and consider yourself not eligible for this kind of content, please do subscribe and turn on the notifications, and make sure that you can see the standard video that's going to come out in some time. It's going to be soon. I don't know when, but I can tell you that it's going to be good. But if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe for more content like this. I am here to help you on your Pokemon TCG adventure. And I release battles and stuff like that. And also, do comment down below your thoughts on each of these decks. And if you like this video, please like it. And so, I get this information from LimitlessTCG.com. And while it might not be accurate, I'm going off of the basis of buying the decks. The most powerful, popular, and budget-friendly decks. And while a few of them might not be budget-friendly, they are still popular, and you need to be wary about them. So, what deck am I going to talk about first? Well, the first deck I'm going to talk about is more of an archetype. It's Zoroark GX. And Zoroark GX has the amazing ability trade that says once during your turn you may discard a card from your hand and draw 2 cards. And this may not seem good in terms of value, but with multiple Zoroark GXs out, you can do tons of draws and get tons of cards out. And it is very good when you need cards like Professor's Research or Dedenne GX when you're playing them down. And what makes it even better is it has an attack that does 20 for all of your Pokemon in play, but its attack cost is 2 colorless, which makes it able to go in any deck you want. With Choice Band, it does 150, which is not that much, but it is very reminiscent of Zoroark from Breakpoint. But Zoroark from Breakpoint did have a break, and made it better because it could use any attack of your opponent's active Pokemon for 1 Darkness Energy. But Zoroark GX is still good because it can give you card value, and that is what matters. It can go in any deck. Usually you just need to buy 4 Zorua and 4 Zoroark, and you'll be set with your deck. You don't need to care much about fitting a Zoroark in. You can just slap it in there, and it'll be good no matter what. I'm not talking about the Zoroark from Breakthrough, though, because Zoroark GX is so much superior. So, what is up next? Well, I play this deck a lot. You guys probably know this deck if you've been veterans of the channel before. And you'll know that I like playing this kind of deck, and it's very beneficial to you. It's very powerful, but is a little less budget-friendly. And that is Turbo Darkness. And Turbo Darkness is where you interact with dark energy, and then you do tons of damage, and move it around and stuff like that. There's just a whole list of cards of Darkness Pokemon that are really good. I can't go into them today. They're too big of a list, but it's really good, and you should check out those deck lists. It's a good deck. It's budget-friendly. You can usually go with what you have at home. There's tons of room for freedom and growth in these deck lists. There's not just one type of archetype. It's all over the place. Everyone loves it, and it's a very popular deck. Now, the next deck isn't really a deck as much as it is multiple decks. There are 2 types of this, and I call them the annoying decks. And the 2 types I'm talking about today are the stall decks and the control decks, which are basically stall decks, but control you and your opponent to make sure they can't do anything about you stalling them. So the stall decks are easy to put together. Usually you just need a big Pokemon and a few extra cards to heal your big Pokemon over and over and over again, so your opponent can't knock them out. But with the control decks, it's a little more expensive because you need the powerful, good cards to control your opponent. And while they are annoying, they are very common, and I do think that they are good decks. I'm trying to develop my own poison control, but I do not play it all the time, because simply the answer is, if you played it all the time, nobody would like you at all. And that is true. But next up, my fourth deck that I recommend to you guys is Garbodor. This archetype is built around these two Garbodor. One came out in Breakpoint that when it has a tool attached to it, it gets rid of all abilities in play. There we go. And then the Garbodor from Guardians Rising has a 1 energy attack of Trash Lynch, which does so much damage because it does 20 damage times 20 damage times every item card in your opponent's discard pile. This may not seem good, but it is amazing. It is super good. And it ruled the format until it rotated out. And one card it goes with that makes a really good budget deck is Ultra Necrozma, because it has a amazing attack for 2 energy that is Luster of Downfall, 170. But you might be saying, and looking at this ability, Ultra Burst, this Pokemon can attack during your turn if your opponent has 2 or less prize cards remaining. And you're right, but the thing is, Garbodor with Garbotoxin gets rid of that ability, which allows you to do insane amounts of damage with a single prize Pokemon. It's an amazing card, and I do think this is a very good budget deck. But the most budgety of decks, in your situation, if you might want to buy it, I do recommend this deck to you. You see, it's Night March. And Night March is all about these tiny little guys with the attack called Night March. Because with a certain amount of energy, you can use Night March, which does 20 damage times all the Pokemon in your discard pile with Night March. This can get up really high. And people use a lot of different methods, but the most common one is not a little more expensive. It's on the $1 or $2 ends of cards, but it's not too bad because it's Battle Compressor. You get to search your deck for 3 cards and discard them, then shuffle your deck afterward. In this case, it is an amazing card, and you'll definitely like it in your decks. And it's a very easy deck to buy because there's so small Pokemon in it, and you'll enjoy making this deck. But anyway, I need to know what you think. What do you think is the best of these decks? Do you think you're going to build any of these decks? And also, if please comment down below any kind of good cards or decks you want me to help you out with. I'm always here to help. I do want to help you guys build some good decks. And if you like this video, please leave a like and share this with a friend. And subscribe if you haven't done so. And thank you for watching. I'm the Cardian. Good day and good night.